What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Blessing, where you can find daily content on everything that is trending in the cryptocurrency markets. From now on, every one of our videos is eligible for a giveaway, so hit that like button once you finish watching the video and make sure to comment something of value. The giveaway structure is in the description below, so let's get these comments and likes flowing. I know a lot of you are viewing the video and not participating or engaging with me, so I encourage you to make that change by tapping or clicking the like button. As well, comment something. Let me know how I'm doing or what your thoughts are, not only on the content, but on the cryptocurrency markets in general. Believe it or not, 2018 is quickly coming to a close, and Bitcoin has shown more bullish activity in the past few days than it has for most of this quarter, and some would argue this entire year. The overall market cap is still struggling at very low levels at $235 billion, showing some signs of life in the past few days, really since the end of August, but overall still quite low, nowhere near the $800 billion high it saw back in December of 2017. When we look back to a year ago today, we can see the high of 8.25, and that happened actually in January. So that was the utmost high that this market saw, and from then on it was a steep and sharp drop off, followed by some short intermediary pumps, only then met with even steeper drop-offs. Although many are saying that these current down markets that we've really been going through all year are only temporary, and that Bitcoin is going to surpass its all-time high in the coming years, with some predictions calling for six-figure Bitcoin prices. That's right, $100,000 or more is the suspected price of Bitcoin in the coming years by some market analysts and some top research groups. Recently, Satis Group released a formal report on the future of particular assets in the cryptocurrency space like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Cardano, Monero, Stellar Lumens, and more, saying that Bitcoin and Monero, believe it or not, will be the top assets, with Monero usurping Bitcoin eventually, while the price of Bitcoin will exceed six figures and Monero will pump to 40 grand, according to Satis Group, while assets like Cardano, Ripple, Stellar, and many of the altcoins that I'm personally fond of, like Vechain and Ontology, that focus on industry-specific solutions, will practically be worthless as they don't generate much trading volume because they are used in a very specific niche situation. Over the long-term tenure, they will be worth nothing, according to Satis Group. An excerpt from the report says, quote-unquote, "Despite a lack of appeal during retail frenzies, we, that being Satis Group, continues to believe that the crypto asset market, driven by 1, the increasing liquidity and purchasing avenues, 2, increasing brand recognition, 3, its position as the default base pair with the crypto markets, 4, declining relative volatility, 5, relative lack of attack vectors, 6, network capacity alleviation through the maturity of layer 2 solutions, and 7, an increasingly high attack and overthrow cost." The attack and overthrow cost is part of the consensus algorithm methodology. Security measures that are in place in these crypto assets, it's very expensive and costly to try to hack or take down. The amount of work and manpower that would be involved far outweighs the actual reward that could be gained. That is the difference between proof of work, proof of authority, and all of the different consensus algorithm methodologies that we do outline at times on this channel. Bitcoin represents one that incorporates miners into its consensus algorithm methodology. Not all of them require mining. Not all of them have the same consensus structure. Some of them you have to stake assets on. There are so many variations and evolutions of the original Bitcoin codebase, and that list is constantly growing. Last month it was 1,800. This month there's been over 100 assets added at 1,900. There's new assets coming into this space all of the time. Despite the overall assumption that this market is going to take off, it simply has not. Bitcoin overall has seen some pretty big moves in 2018, but none that have brought it significantly higher than 10K, which is a little more than half of its all-time high. Recently though, really in the last 24 to 48 hours, Bitcoin is showing some strong signs of bullish activity and could be in for another short-term rally. CoinGate reports that the bulls are here, making it an altcoin season, as top cryptocurrencies register good gains while double-digit gainers keep on rising. And there's also a Reddit discussion that declares this rally looks real. Bitcoin over 7,100, multiple altcoins posting 30 to 60% gains, and the top 100 index just broke through the major resistance. Everybody seems ready for a big run, and this market is almost starving for some bullish activity. Looking at the price of Bitcoin at $7,254 and barely green for the past 24 hours, volume is moderate at 4.4 billion, but not as high as the previous jump in volume to $6.6 billion 20 days ago on August 30th. The markets were relatively green until the last several hours, 12 to 24 hours, with a small correction coming into play. Many analysts on TradingView, as well as the TradingView technical graph, is showing a buy and calling for a swing to the upside of 7,500, ideally finding support above that. Anything beyond that has too many confounding variables in my opinion, and it's tough to say. I'm personally just hoping to sustain the hold above 7,300 and look to break 7,500. Beyond that, as you can see, we have a number of resistance areas to break through, and the price action does have a very long road ahead of it if we are to sustain above 7,500 and try to break 8K. From 78 to 8,800, there isn't a ton in the way of resistance compared to other areas, but it's still a very long road ahead nevertheless. Unfortunately, the average volume lately isn't really enough to sustain much long-term growth, as many weaker hands are waiting for more ETF decisions amid other issues that are obviously at play. And large institutional investors are apparently still pandering the idea of participating in these markets, or so the investor base is made to believe. I've joked about it being a similar situation to the dragons that never come in the Game of Thrones. These institutional investors that are supposedly on the sidelines waiting to jump in have been so for far too long, and it's a pipe dream at best for those still thinking a crazy influx is quote-unquote just around the corner. Eventually though, they will be right. One can only presume, but in the short, medium, and somewhat long term, there is zero evidence of institutional investors actually placing some orders on Bitcoin or any of the alts. Development remains rampant nevertheless. New assets are always coming into the market, and the existing assets are in a constant state of growth. Partnerships that will help shape the future of a decentralized methodology are being developed and slowly being figured out, most of which is still behind closed doors and not made public. Patience is key. Bitcoin may have pushed beyond 7K temporarily, but the overall morality and foundation of this space remains the same. Keep fighting that good fight. We are really onto something big here. Bitcoin itself could easily become the next Amazon or Facebook regarding profits for its shareholders, or in this case, Bitcoin owners, even potentially surpassing what Amazon or Facebook have done, and really becoming a complete paradigm shift for modern society as we currently know it. The implications of this space remain vast and ever diverse, and the impact will not soon be forgotten. This week's cryptocurrency bullish indicators gives more promise and hope to those enthusiasts like you or I who want to see this space flourish and become what McAfee has long ran his mouth about. Bitcoin hitting $25, $50, and then $100,000. There are so many assets in this space making progress, regardless of if an ETF approval comes through or not. And that will continue. I plan on continuing to cover the intricate dynamics of this emerging and evolving space of cryptocurrency. So continue to follow us here at Crypto Blessing. Focus your time and energy on the things that advance you personally or the things that fascinate you. In my case, it is cryptocurrency, so I will continue to explore this market. This space remains a marvel of technology that isn't fully understood, so I'm very excited to continue to explore it with all of you. Thank you so much for your ongoing support here at Crypto Blessing, and I will see everyone very soon.